Hello, everybody. Right, we are here this afternoon because we've been talking this week about identity. And by that I mean who the beep am I type moments. Those moments when you think, you've driven to your kids' thing, you've picked them up from the thing, you get them home, they jump out, they run in the house, and all they want is food. They haven't even said hi to you as a person. Yeah. So this identity thing is something that us humans need. We need to be part of a group, but we also need to have that sense of self. And people pleasers have this, shall we say, tendency to lose themselves, to lose their self-identity in amongst all of the labels that other people throw on them. Yeah. All of the jobs that you are given by other people, whether that be volunteer at the church or taxi driver for your kids. Yeah, either way. So I've created this little exercise that will get you part of the way there to avoiding the problems that happen when you don't know who you are, and the difficulties that you get into when you're trying to figure out who you are. Just see what I mean? So you're going to need a journal or just a piece of paper, notepad, whatever works, and a pen. Please do not do this exercise with your fingers on a keyboard or as notes in your phone. There is a reason for this, and I'll explain that before we start. That reason is that your brain works in tandem with your body, together with your body, if you use a pen and wiggle it, yeah, to make letters. When you're just pressing a key, each finger is getting the same feedback from each letter. And what happens is your awareness, your self-awareness, which is what you've lost because you've lost your self-identity, your self-awareness gets stuck up in your head, sending signals to different fingers, but not really taking part in what you're actually exploring. So doing this with a pen on a piece of paper is the way to do it, because it goes brain down your arm, muscles move, you interact with each letter in a different way. Each word looks different because you're watching yourself write it and that kind of stuff. Whereas there are people out there who can look at one thing and type away without even paying the blindest bit of attention to what their fingers are doing. Yeah? So that's why I want you to do it with a paper and a pen. I've called this exercise several different things since its first idea. At the moment, it's discovering who you are. Yeah. And to do that, we're going to do it in 5 stages. And I'm just going to briefly give you the perspectives that you're going to look from. That makes it, trust me, it'll make sense. I'm going to give you those perspectives so that you don't go in too deep too fast. We're going to start as looking at you from the perspective of a casual acquaintance, somebody who maybe lives down the road from you, might not even know your name, yeah, but they know, that's her from down there, that kind of casual acquaintance. Then we're going to look again from the perspective of a friend or maybe a colleague, yeah, but not a close friend, because that's the next step. Yeah? So casual acquaintance, friend, and then close friend. Then we're going to go one step deeper with that friend link, and look for your deepest, dearest friend, or your spouse, or someone that you've known forever, or even someone who you met 2 months ago, but they know you better than anybody else on the planet. And then you're going to be looking at yourself from the perspective of yourself. So we've got those 5 stages. Now, if you're watching this on the recording, after each question set, I'm going to need you to pause the video for as long as it takes to finish the sentence that I give you to complete. Yeah. And maybe as we go deeper, as we go further down that list of those 5 different perspectives, you may need longer to complete each part of the exercise. When you get to the very last part, yeah, you may even want to put some music on or go sit in the garden to do it. Yeah, it's not a quick thing. So first level, here we go. That first level is the perspective of a casual acquaintance. And what I want you to do is respond to the question when that person is asked, who's that? Pointing at you. Yeah. So who is Cindy? Who is James? Who is Annabelle? Yeah. And answer that question from that person's perspective. So if someone, who didn't know me very well was, pointed me out, it's that woman who always wears a purple hat when she's out walking her dog. Oh, that's Buddy's mum. Yeah. Who is that? So that's the first level of observation of yourself. So when you finish that, come back here for the next bit. I was talking about you, little man. Okay, here's the next level. So from this perspective, you're thinking about a friend or a colleague, someone who knows you pretty well. And the question you're going to ask them is, your name is what? So Tanya is blank. These colleagues may be completing the sentence with things like, Tanya is a rugby nut. Tanya is a dog lover. Tanya is a dog person. But think about that friend or colleague, that level of knowing you, but not being in your pocket, not like a close friend. And ask them to complete the sentence, your name is, and then the blank. And see how many friend or colleagues' different responses you can come up with to complete that sentence. And when you're ready, come back here. Birdie, my birdie's being all demanding. Wants cuddles. I might get him up on my lap in a minute. So the next level is your close friend. And this doesn't necessarily have to be like a friend that you've known for years, but someone who's a really reasonably close friend. But remember, not your dearest friend or your spouse, just a good friend. Yeah. And the sentence we're going to ask them to complete, not literally, but you know what? If you want to ring them up and ask them, why not? So your name, their best quality is, and then fill in the gap. So you're asking that close friend to look past whether you're a dog mum or you live at the end of the street. You're asking them about your quality and what your qualities are. So it could be Tanya's best quality is she can always make a joke even if it is a bit dark. Because when I'm really miserable, my sense of humor just gets darker and darker and darker, and then sometimes too dark. But yeah, that's for another day. So let's think about it. Who is, or what is Annabelle's best quality? Cindy's best quality is. And when you ask that person, if you ask them, literally in person or in a text message, if they give you 2 or 3 answers, put them all down. You are compiling the world's perception of you. Once you've got a reply to that text message, come back here. Oh, I've got to use my mouse. Okay. So the next one is your dearest friend, or your spouse, or maybe even your sister. Not so much my sister, because we're not that kind of sister, as in close friends. We're friends, we're sisters. But I'm looking for someone here in your life that is, your dearest friend. However, it has to be somebody other than the dog. Yeah. Because we want to know, or your piece of paper, your journal needs to know what they say about you. And this can be any form. Yeah? It doesn't have to be in a particular sentence. But just imagine you're sitting in front of your husband and you say, "Excuse me, dear, I need to ask you a question. What do you say about me when I'm not in the room?" Yeah. And you can do that in person. You can do it for real, or you can do it in your imagination. What does your dearest friend or spouse say about you? So press the pause and have a think and a write about that for a little while. And when you're ready, come back here. Right, now we're going to do the last bit. Yeah. And this last bit, this self perspective of self, is where we start to dig in. So what I need you to do is for at least 5 minutes. I don't know when my 5-minute timer is. I've got a 3-minute timer and a 2-minute timer. Actually, no, you can do this on the recording. Yeah, you can do this on the recording. Give yourself at least 5 minutes with some gentle music or just nature noises, maybe to go outside so you can hear birds twittering and stuff like that, but not like a sort of, bouncy song that you want to sing along to. Yeah, just some gentle music may support this. I want you to write a series, 5 minutes worth, of I am statements. And you can start with easy ones like, I am tall, I'm blonde. Yeah. But each statement is just I am, and then write what you is. Yeah. She says, using the worst grammar possible. And really dive into this, I am. Keep plucking away with these I am statements. I'm going to waffle a little bit now so that the one person who's here live, I think there's one person here. I don't know if anybody else has joined since I've been waffling. No, that's good. Okay, so now I'm doing everything backwards. Sorry. So keep writing as many I am statements. I am. And then start again. I am. And then another one. I am. And then another one. I am. Yeah? Keep going. Don't short measure yourself here. Yeah? So pause this. Write out as many as you can. And I'm looking for at least 5 minutes worth. So, when I did this in 5 minutes, I almost filled an A4 sheet of paper. They don't have to make sense. They just have to start I am. And this will be your list of I am statements that we're going to dismantle a bit in the next part of this exercise. So pause this video now and come back when you've filled at least a page. And now you know who decides to go lounge on the sofa. So once you've got your list, the next thing you're going to need, probably should have said this at the beginning, highlighters. Or just use the pen you've got and put, stars, triangles, different things to identify. For each of your I am statements, I want you to look at them and see how many of your I am statements are nouns. I am a wife. I am a mother. I am a woman. How many of those things that you've written down are nouns? Highlight all of those nouns. And once you've got them all highlighted, Yeah, I know. I'm kind of waiting, but I'm kind of not waiting because you can pause this while you're doing this. When you're ready, come back. And next to each of those nouns, write, who gave you that label? Yeah. So obvious ones like, I am a wife. Yeah. That label comes from your husband, because without a husband, you're not a wife. Yeah. I am a mum. That comes from your children. Without your children, you're not a mum. You know, I'm a stepmom. Also comes from the kids. But it's also a societal description of you. Yeah. So think about each of those nouns and think about who gave you that label. Once you've established who gave you each of those labels, I want you to mark with a simple yes or no. Is it true? Oh, there goes the dog. Just one moment. While you're doing that, I'm just going to mute myself while I shout at the dog. I know I'm sitting here going, what is the matter? What is the matter? But I actually know what the matter is. Next door neighbour's kids are playing on their trampoline. That's what the matter is. So by now, you should have highlighted all the nouns, asked yourself who gave you that label, identified whether it's true or not. Yeah. And then, without any judgment about what to do with the yeses and what to do with the nos, I want you to rewrite that noun as an adjective. So if you've got mum, for instance, I'm a mother. That label is given by your children. Is it true? Yes, it's true. You knew, you went through the labor. Yeah. To rewrite that as an adjective, you need to think about how to describe the word mother in a descriptive way. I am a carer of children. Maybe. Is that an adjective? Or describe it anyway. Describe it. Have an interesting little tangle. Post any questions you've got underneath this video when it's posted on my Facebook group. Yeah. And then next, look at the adjectives, look at the descriptions. Whether it's, I am imperfectly perfect. Was one of the ones that one of my clients came up with. A wonderful description. Look at each of those describing I am statements and think about who uses that description of you. Is it your description of you or is it somebody else's description of you? Yeah. For all of the adjectives that are somebody else's description of you, think about, is that a way that you wish or want to be described by others? Yeah. There's a lot of work to be getting on with there. And a lot of stuff that like this that I teach is essentially journal prompts, questions that I'm asking you, things to think about, ways of diving in, ways of taking something apart and putting it back together again. And you can do so much more than just these stages that we've done today. Yeah. But your aim at the end of the day, if you need an aim for this exercise, is to have a list of I am statements that are written by you, to you, that are true statements that you can not only own, but defend. Something you want to defend. With that imperfectly perfect statement, for instance. This one lady gave this, and I just couldn't stop smiling, because the fact that she acknowledges her imperfection as part of her perfection, and the fact that she's perfect being imperfect was just mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. And yeah, have fun with it. Because this list, once it's written by you to you and it's true, not just something that you can say, oh yeah, that's true, but something you can own and defend, then that list becomes who you are. That list becomes the simplicity of just being you. Okay. If you are deeply confused by any of this, ask a question. If you want to talk to me more about this and a whole bunch of other tools I've got for making personal discoveries, and for getting a bit of peace in your life, clearing away the confusion created by your meaning making machine, otherwise known as your mind, you know where I am. Just hit the name on this Facebook group and message me. I think I'll probably pop a message me link in the description somewhere. I'll certainly do that for the version of this video that's going to be popped in my solution bank, ready for people to dip into when they need it. So yeah, thank you for being with me today, Cindy. Love you loads. And I shall see you all again like this. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's a good one. Next week, I'll make sure I put this in the group, but this is just a quick one at the end. Next week, there will be no live at 5. I'll put that in the group so that no one's expecting me to be there. Okay, anyway, I shall see you all in 2 weeks' time. Unless I decide to spring a surprise live on you. Yeah? Watch out for surprise lives. Bye for now, everybody.